Okay, picture this. A huge Hollywood relationship saga, years in the making. We're talking Tom Holland and Zendaya, complete mystery, right? Wrapped up in denials, followed by, what, 4 years of just intense speculation? And then, bam, one moment, one word changes the entire story.
Yeah.
You've seen the clip, everyone shared the meme. Late September 2025, a reporter refers to Zendaya as Tom Holland's girlfriend.
Yep. Standard stuff.
And Holland doesn't even hesitate. He laughs, yeah. But it's this, like, really final kind of laugh, and he just drops one word. Fiancée.
Boom.
Narrative reset.
Welcome to Starscope Report. Join Jordan and Jamie as they break down Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and influencer scandals. From red carpet surprises to viral TikTok controversies, we dive into the stories behind the headlines. In that moment, that single word, it wasn't some accidental slip-up, no way. It was the perfectly timed final piece of a 5-year puzzle, a masterclass in how to control your narrative. Seriously, if you're looking at celebrity brand management, these two just, well, they rewrote the rules on scarcity making people adore you more.
So that's what we're doing today, breaking down that blueprint.
Exactly. We're going to trace how they used like strategic deflection for years. We'll pinpoint that exact moment the paparazzi kind of forced their hand back in 2021.
The kissing photos.
The kissing photo. And how they countered that not with a confirmation, but with a joint condemnation, calling it invasive.
Okay.
And then the really genius part, the quote-unquote soft launch of the engagement, which, you know, needed zero official statements from them.
And it all leads up to that big fiancé correction, which happened just days after that pretty scary onset injury Tom had.
Precisely. The context was everything.
Okay, so let's rewind. Way back, 2016, they meet. Set of Spider-Man, Homecoming. He's Peter Parker, she's MJ Jones.
And the on-screen chemistry is, well, it's obvious. Everyone saw it.
But publicly, officially,
Yeah.
for years the story was just super close friends, platonic.
Yeah, and that was the cornerstone. They were both young, right? Suddenly dealing with this massive global fame kind of together.
So they defined it themselves.
They did. They committed hard to that platonic line, even when the dating rumors started almost immediately, like July 2017.
I remember Zendaya saying, he's literally one of my best friends. Flat out denial.
Exactly. But here's the strategic layer. Just saying no isn't always enough these days, is it?
No, you need proof. Or distractions.
Right. You have to actively reinforce the cover story. And they did it, well, pretty brilliantly. Between 2019 and 2020, they were both publicly linked to other people.
Oh, yeah. Zendaya with Jacob Elordi from Euphoria.
And Tom Holland with Nadia Parks.
Okay, so that was the deflection.
That's the key strategic window, yeah. Those other relationships, whether serious or not, they served a purpose. They let Tom and Zendaya keep things private during this really crucial time. Careers blowing up, relationship probably getting serious.
So by confirming they were dating other people, they made the just friends story stick. It diverted all the attention while they actually built their relationship behind closed doors. Smart.
Okay, so principle established. Private life is sacred. Off limits. But then, July 2021 happens.
Right. The wall crumbles.
Yeah.
That carefully built privacy wall.
Paparazzi, Los Angeles. The photos of them kissing in a car.
Yeah, that was the involuntary reveal. It was totally invasive, absolutely.
Okay.
But it shifted the power dynamic, you know? Suddenly they didn't control the story anymore.
It forced them to pivot.
It did. But look how they pivoted. Their reaction wasn't the usual, like, yes, we're in love, celebrity confirmation.
Oh, it was silence first. For months.
Followed by that joint condemnation in the November 2021 GQ profile. That wasn't about selling their love story. It was about taking back control.
Right. Holland said they sort of felt robbed of our privacy.
Yeah, emphasizing that a moment between two people that love each other very much is now a moment that is shared with the entire world. He sounded genuinely upset.
Yeah.
And Zendaya backed him up, didn't she? Called it quite strange and weird and confusing and invasive.
Exactly. And that's where they drew the new line in the sand.
Okay, so the pivot was acknowledge it exists implicitly, but refuse to talk about it.
Precisely. Holland's quote became their mantra, pretty much. This isn't my story, it's our story, and we'll talk about what it is when we're ready to talk about it together. End of discussion.
They did give one little nod, though, didn't they? A couple of months before that GQ piece.
Yeah. September 2021. Subtle. Controlled.
Holland's Instagram post for Zendaya's birthday. The photo, the caption, my MJ.
Yes. It was small, heartfelt, but Crucially, it was on their terms. And it cleverly linked the real relationship back to where it all started on screen.
So that really set the stage for how they'd handle the engagement announcement, didn't it?
Absolutely. That whole thing was a masterclass in controlled communication. We found out later the proposal itself was, like, super private, holiday season 2024.
He asked her dad for permission.
Yep. Classic move. Presented a custom 5-carat ring, all very thoughtful, very traditional, and kept completely under wraps.
Until they decided it was time. And even then, it wasn't an announcement. It was a showing.
The definition of a soft launch, yeah. No statement, no magazine cover, just the Golden Globes, January 5th, 2025.
Zendaya wears the ring, big diamond, left hand, you can't miss it.
Exactly. The ring did all the work. And remember when that LA Times reporter asked her directly about it on the red carpet?
Oh yeah, what did she do? She just smiled.
Smiled coyly, they said, and just shrugged her shoulders, mysteriously.
Uh-huh. Brilliant. Fuels the fire without saying a word.
She didn't sell the story. She let the ring ignite the speculation, let the internet do its thing.
Which brings up this really interesting tactic. Did they ever actually confirm the engagement themselves? Like, officially?
Nope, not directly. They used what you could call decentralized confirmation.
Decentralized confirmation. Okay, explain that.
Yeah. It's basically outsourcing the announcement, right? Letting trusted sources break the news so you don't have to formally sell it.
So who confirmed it then?
First, a family source apparently confirmed it to People magazine, standard practice.
Okay.
Then, Tom's dad, who has a blog, posted some details, a bit more personal.
Right.
And finally, their Spider-Man co-star, Jacob Batalon, seemed to sort of accidentally confirm it during an interview.
Ah, the plausible deniability confirmation.
Exactly. So the public gets the confirmation it craves, but Tom and Zendaya, they stay above the fray. They didn't have to issue a press release or do some big sit-down interview about their private life.
They shared the news without turning it into a transaction.
Yes, and that generates huge goodwill. People feel like they're in on a secret, almost, but it also reinforces that core message. Our relationship is private, it's sacred, it's not for sale.
Okay, let's shift to the weeks right before the big fiancé moment, September 2025. Because there was some real-life drama happening too.
Oh, absolutely. The timing was intense. Just days before that viral correction, Tom got injured on set.
Filming the new Spider-Man, right? Brand new day.
Yeah, suffered a mild concussion, apparently. Had to be rushed to the hospital.
That must have created a huge wave of worry online.
Massive. Huge public concern, sympathy pouring in. It made him look vulnerable.
And that vulnerability set the stage perfectly for what happened next.
It did. Because just one day after the injury news broke, they made a rare joint public appearance.
At the Brothers Trust charity gala in London, his family's charity.
Right. And the optics were powerful. Him maybe looking a little fragile. Her right there beside him, a united front, resilience, commitment. She's his rock.
The narrative writes itself.
Completely. And reports started trickling out from that event, the charity gala, which was semi-private.
Okay.
That Holland was already introducing Zendaya to guests using the word fiancé.
Ah, so he was already using the word privately, testing the waters.
Seems like it. Setting the terms behind the scenes before that very public correction moment.
Which brings us full circle. September 30th, 2025. Red carpet, reporter calls her girlfriend.
And he corrects. Not angry, not annoyed, just clear, definitive, laughs it off, but makes the point. Fiancé.
One word reframes everything globally. Instantly.
And that single word, that correction, it's the perfect culmination of their whole philosophy, what Zendaya calls protecting the peace.
Protecting the peace. I like that.
Yeah, it's this belief that their relationship is, quote, something we are incredibly protective of and we want to keep as sacred as possible. It's not just content for their careers, it's their actual life.
But isn't there a risk there? If you control every detail so tightly, could people start seeing it as too calculated, maybe lose that feeling of, like, genuine connection?
That's the tightrope walk, isn't it? The privacy paradox. They know they can't totally hide. Holland even said, you can't hide. That's not fun either. But they maintain absolute control over what gets seen and how. The key difference, I think, is they focus on curating authenticity, not manufacturing something fake. And a lot of that relies on Holland consistently playing this supportive fiancé role.
Like that red carpet rule he has?
Uh-huh.
That's fascinating. He goes to her premieres, supports her, but doesn't walk the carpet with her.
Yeah, his reasoning. It's not my moment, it's her moment.
Okay, Strategically, what does that do? That public deference.
It elevates her massively. By refusing to make her achievement about them as a couple, he shows huge respect. It makes their relationship seem really mature, secure, supportive. It kind of flips the script on the usual Hollywood power couple thing where they're often jostling for the same spotlight.
He also seems pretty open about the pressures, which feels relatable. Wait, did he really admit to Googling her name sometime?
He did. Which is, like you said, both incredibly vulnerable and also kind of terrifying, right? The reality of modern fame.
Why did he did it?
Not out of suspicion, he said, but just anxiety. To, quote, make sure we're all cool. It's self-aware. It makes him seem human.
Yeah.
And you combine that kind of admission with the visual evidence, those viral videos where he's literally acting like a human shield for her when they get mobbed by paparazzi.
Oh, I've seen those.
Right. So the supportive partner narrative isn't just talk. People see it happen.
And the payoff for all this careful strategy is what you call the adoration economy.
Pretty much. Look at the reaction to the fiancé correction. Overwhelmingly positive. People calling it adorable, the sweetest thing ever.
So the fan investment is huge.
It's sky high.
Yeah.
And it's directly because of that scarcity principle they used for so long. They shared so little that when they do offer a detail, it feels like this incredibly precious and significant gift.
Like that fan quote you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, the one that went viral. Something about the way he was so quick to correct. I'm giggling, blushing, twirling my hair. That sums up the emotional reward for fans who'd been following for years. They finally got the confirmation, and it felt earned and intimate.
So the fiancé moment wasn't just a correction, it was really the emotional climax of this whole years-long arc.
Exactly. It satisfied all that built-up curiosity, it was delivered perfectly, and it instantly validated everything fans had been hoping for.
The big takeaway seems to be that they completely flipped the usual celebrity playbook.
They really did. They refused to treat their relationship like a product to be sold, and somehow, paradoxically, that made it more valuable in the public eye. It increased the adoration.
In a time when everything feels overshared, maybe.
Precisely. In an era where every celebrity moment seems monetized, they proved that carefully controlled authenticity, maybe even a bit of mystery, is actually the most powerful tool. It's a huge lesson for anyone in the public eye.
Okay, so that leaves us with a final thought, maybe something provocative for you, the listener, to chew on. Considering how much positive buzz, how much goodwill Tom and Zendaya generated by actually withholding information, by being so strategic and protective, does their success signal maybe the beginning of the end for that kind of high-exposure, always-on, transactional celebrity relationship that we've seen so much of lately? Is privacy the new power play?
Something to think about.
You've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.